everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. Before we get started, be sure that you're subscribed here, that way you don't miss out on any of the fun, crafty content we have coming. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to take a design that's really made for a laser, for a wood round, and use it with your Cricut. It's really, really easy and really, really fun, and I just think this came out so darn cute. All you need is a wood round. I got mine from Hobby Lobby, and then some permanent vinyl, and I'm using StarCraft HB. Remember, anytime that you order with 143 vinyl, you can use code Corinne to save 5%. I'll link everything that we're using down below. Shopping those links doesn't cost you any extra at all, and actually will save you some money, so be sure to check them out. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using the Summer Wood Round Sign SVG bundle, and I'm going to click download files, and I'm going to use the Summer Wood Round Sign. But this one's called Strawberry Summer, which is actually the one I want to use. So I'm not sure which one is which. So let's go ahead and just download the Summer Wood Round Sign and see if it's in there, because there's two different strawberry ones. I'm going to go into the folder. I'm going to save this here. We're going to call this Wood Round. And I'm going to go ahead and select that folder and save that zipped file. Now, the most important thing with a zip file is to extract it. So you're going to open up the folder and click extract, and then click extract all. Now it might take a second, and then it's going to open. So we'll see here we have Hello Summer, this one. I think this is the right one, but we're going to go ahead and look at it. I'm just going to open up the PDF to see what it looks like. And scroll. Yep, this is the one I want to use. This is the Hello Sweet Summer. So this is the one we want to use, and we're going to be using the SVG, which might show as a Microsoft Edge document. But what I want to do is I want to show you what these actually look like as the designer created them, because these are actually cut so that they are like really made to be used with your laser cutter. And one way to tell is because see how the sunflowers kind of go off the edge here? And they do that on this one as well. You're able to do that if you cut these with wood. Now, the Cricut in no way can cut wood for these signs. They're way too delicate, they're way too detailed, but we can use these designs and make them with vinyl. And we're gonna make this cute strawberry one with some vinyl. So I'm gonna show you how we do that. It's really, really easy. In Cricut Design Space, what you're going to do is click upload, and you're going to upload the image that you want to use. So I'm going to click upload image, and I want to go to that folder, and I want to use the SVG for this. So I'm just going to drag and drop that. Now you're going to notice that it's kind of crazy looking. That's okay. Just click continue, and I'm going to show you how we take this design that's created to use with lasers and to actually use it with our Cricut. So we're going to click upload, and we can actually initially get rid of a part of it because we're not going to cut out the circle. That circle we're going to use is a pre-existing wood round piece. Now you'll notice over here that we have the group of our design, and you click on this down arrow, and it's going to break up all your pieces of your design into like these crazy piece bits. So the first thing I'm going to do is ungroup it by using these two squares up here, and that's going to allow me to work with each piece individually. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete the circle. We do not need it. It's just in the way. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this entire design really quick, and I'm going to move it up a little bit so that we can actually see what we're working with. Now, me personally, I like to recolor pretty quickly in my design. That way I can see what I'm working with. So I'm going to change this to yellow just so we can see it better. Then I want to grab all of the strawberry bits, so all these little pieces, and I want to make those red. And then I just want to grab these green pieces, and I want to make those, or like the stems, I guess, I want to make those green. Now, while I have these stems grabbed, I just want to look at something really quick, because you'll notice that they don't like fit in with the way that they're laid out. So because we have them ungrouped, we're able to move them individually, and I can check which one goes where. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of piece this together. I'm piecing it together so that I can see what it looks like. I can make sure that I have all of my sizing correct, and that way I just get a good look at how my design is going to look. So once it's placed, this is what it will look like. Now I'm going to select our entire design and I'm going to go ahead and group it again. That way, when I want to move it on my screen, it moves everything. And if I want to size it, it sizes everything. Now for this design, I'm going to be using a 10-inch wood round. So I'm just going to change the width to 10. Now one thing you're going to notice is that our height is not quite 10 inches. I'm okay with that. It won't be that noticeable because it's just a little like gap. If it bothers you, you can always unlock it and make the height 10 as well, but you'll notice it stretches it out just a little bit. I don't think it makes that much of a difference personally, but you do whichever way you want to do. Now, before I do anything else, I also want to change a couple things really quick, because right now, if I were to click make, which I'm going to show you what this looks like, and I'll go ahead and save it really quick. We're going to call it strawberry wood round. And I'm going to go ahead and show you why we need to do this next step. If we don't do the step that we're going to do, look at our strawberries. They're all cuckoo crazy. Now, I'm fine with the green pieces being kind of out of order. That's fine, but I want to keep those strawberries in order. So in order to do that, I need to select my group and I want to ungroup it. And then I need to select all the strawberry pieces, so all the red parts, and I want to attach those. Now, I don't care if anything else is attached to the greens. I'm fine because those will be easy to line up. But the strawberries will be an absolute pain to try to get them to line up the way that they look here on the screen. And this is what I want it to look like when I put it on to my wood round. So because of that, you want to attach them because that's going to hold them all in place. Because now when I click make it, you'll see that the red is all in place in its circle. And then we have the yellow for our Hello Sweet Summer. And then we have our little green leaves. And like I said, those I'm fine with them not staying in place. There's only 3 of them. They'll be easy to line up. It should be pretty simple. Now I'm going to be using StarCraft HD for this design. It is a great option, especially for like an outdoor sign or a sign that's going to be in the sun on a door or something, because what's great about it is that the StarCraft HD has a 5 to 6 year outdoor life. It's not going to fade or anything like that. So let's head over to the machine, get this cut out, get this weeded, and I'm going to show you how to apply it to your sign. We're going to cut out our vinyl for our strawberry sign. So what I'm doing is I'm going to lay this on to my matte color side up. And this is going to be obviously our strawberries. This is going to take up quite a bit of the vinyl, but I'm going to show you how to save a little bit of like the center to use for scraps and things like that. I want to show you a trick to save some vinyl, because obviously the whole center is like not cut. So why would we bother weeding that? So what I do is I just cut a slit and then I cut around the inside of our strawberries. And I want to be careful not to like cut any of the strawberries. But this is a decent sized piece that you could use for a scrap, so I don't like to waste it. So then I just cut that out, and now you have a pretty good size scrap that you could keep. And then we can also trim around the outside this way as well, because this will be a decent size piece that we can use to keep as a scrap too. Because you don't want to keep anything too small as scraps, but like these are really good size pieces. Like I could easily cut a line of text or something out of that. So I do hang on to pieces that are a little bit bigger. Now we can go ahead and get everything weeded. I have some medium tack transfer tape, a wood round, and our vinyl that we weeded. The first thing I'm going to do is lay my strawberries down. Now because I cut them, I do need to be careful with how I lay them down. So I just like very gently lay them down. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim my transfer tape. Now I'll link everything that we're using for this down below because you guys always ask about my transfer tape. This is literally the best I've ever tried. And I have tried hundreds of transfer tapes. This is the medium tack and it is so good for so many vinyl pieces. So this is our strawberries, obviously. I'm gonna go ahead and peel the backing off and it should stick beautifully like it always does. Now there is a really good trick for laying vinyl down if you need to like put it evenly onto a surface, and that is parchment paper. Now don't use wax paper or butcher paper. You need parchment paper because this is not going to allow your vinyl to stick to it at all. So you'll see when I set this down, it doesn't stick. So it's really nice to use for this kind of a process. So what I do is I put my vinyl down on it and I leave a little tail of the vinyl sticking out. So you can see like I have like a strawberry sticking out. I just have like a little bit of it past where my parchment paper is. So I can use that to help me line this up. So what I do when I'm using like ones that need to be almost all the way touching on the wood round is I will kind of hold it to the table a little bit if I need to. And then I just sort of check like the top, because the top is sometimes a little more difficult to get it even. Now, another quick trick, because sometimes doing two sides of a wood round can be a little overwhelming. So what I do sometimes is I will actually trim this in half because it's still going to lay the same way. It's just going to be a lot less for your eyes to look at and for you to work with. So you can absolutely do it that way as well if that works better for you. You find whatever way is going to work for you and how you work best. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to get this even where I want it. And I want to make sure that that strawberry is all the way at the edge. Once I'm happy with where this strawberry and this one is laying, I go ahead and I press the tail down. Fold this back and then you can pull your parchment paper out. Keep that to the side because we'll need it for the top section of our strawberries. And then I'm just going to lay these strawberries down. Now you can absolutely stain or paint your wood. You'll just want to make sure that you seal it. I chose not to because I really like this color. It looks really good with the color of our front door. So I don't tend to like stain my wood. The natural look looks really good. So then all you do is gently remove your transfer tape off of your vinyl. And it should stick to the wood pretty well, so you don't have to be like super duper careful, but you do want to be a little bit slower. And now we can work with the top section. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this around. And now I can work with these 4 strawberries instead of trying to work with all of them at the same time. Like I said, that can be super overwhelming. So I've left a little tail on this side because I think that's going to make it like easiest for me. Now I will say I don't think my wood round is like completely perfectly round, but it's pretty close. So this strawberry right here for whatever reason isn't laying right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to peel this up and I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. Now this happens sometimes because remember, wood is wood and it's maybe not always perfectly round. So I'm going to go ahead and work with these 2 strawberries separately and those 2 strawberries separately. And this is just a way that you can work with something if you're having a little bit of difficulty getting things to line up. We can definitely kind of redo how we're working with our blanks and things. So now I can just sort of kind of play with this and get these to line up where I want them. And I think that worked a lot better and I was a little less stressed about how everything was laying down. So now I can go ahead and pull that parchment paper out and everything should line up pretty good. We've got a little funk going on over here. So I'm just gonna address that little funk and get this pressed down. Okay, get him down and then this one. There we go. All right, pretty happy with that. Okay, go ahead and squeegee those down. And then this one, I'm not thrilled with the way that it laid. So I'm going to relay this one down. Again, this is where you can pivot, fix how you're doing things. If you're not happy with the way it laid down, just peel it right back up. And then we can just fix it. Because this one doesn't matter if they're laying exactly how it was laid out on the SVG, we can just adjust from there. And I just realized I never burnished these ones down. I need to do that. And this will just help you if you need to. Like, you don't have to try to lay it all down at once. Nobody is perfect. Sometimes you just need a little pivot to make it work for the way you want it to work. So there, now you'll see I'm happy with that. It's much better. The strawberries are all on the edge like I wanted them to be. And yes, did I have to cut them apart a little bit? Sure. But did it work? It absolutely did. Now I'm gonna go ahead and reuse a piece of transfer tape because I wanna put the little toppers on. Now this is where it's gonna be a little weird because these toppers obviously are not facing the same direction that they were. They're not in the same order. So I'm going to need to kind of guess which ones fit where. And I know that this one's this guy because like his little leaf got cut off. And I don't mind that it goes on top of that other strawberry. It looks a little more organic. It looks super cute like that. So we're gonna go ahead and put that down. Very cute. And now we'll go ahead and finish these last couple. These are really easy to do, these wood rounds. They're super fun. You can make them in any theme that you want to. So don't feel like you can't do this. I promise you can. I think this is this one. I think. Yep. Don't ask me how I got so lucky this time getting them all correct the first try, but that normally does not happen for me. So I'm pretty excited about that. And we're gonna get this last one down, and then we can apply our wording and our design is done. That is upside down. You'll notice that these fit in a specific way, so you need to kind of pay attention to that when you're placing these on. All right. Super happy with how this is looking. It is so stinking cute. Now I've got my Hello Summer. And for this one, I am going to, again, reuse some transfer tape because I hate wasting transfer tape. So I'm using this big piece from our strawberries. And I'm going to go ahead and burnish down. And that's the nice thing about this transfer tape is it is reusable. You can reuse it a bunch. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the backing off. And you can see how quickly this goes. It's so super easy. Now from here is where you can kind of decide what direction you want your strawberries to be. You do you. Figure it out however you want it to be. And you can bring your parchment paper back in if you'd like to. And that can help you kind of figure out where your words are going to lay because they will kind of cover up a little bit of your strawberry. But you can just use the parchment paper to help you decide which way you want it to go. I think I want it like this. And I think I kind of like it right like there. Looks pretty even. So I'm going to go ahead and use the tail down here, pull that parchment paper out, and then lay my wording down. And I just want to make sure that I burnish this really well because we do have some thinner spots. So just want to make sure we get all the way over that. Then we're going to go ahead and gently peel back our transfer tape. And you have an adorable wood round ready to hang. We just need to add a little bit of hardware. I usually just use, because this is actually a double-sided one, I made something else on this side. But what you can do is use some like rope or ribbon to hang this. And this came out so cute. I'll get you guys a way better view of this. Here is our finished wood round. I think it came out so darn cute. Now keep in mind, we don't ever want to seal over permanent vinyl. It actually will cause it to lift, so you don't need to seal it. It will be fine. Permanent vinyl is made to be outside, in the elements, and in sun. So even if you hang it directly in the sun, it won't fade. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know in those comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. I've listed everything we used down in the video's description as well to help you make your own wood round. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, happy crafting.